Hi, I'm Michael Packard with the Packard Law Firm, and I wanted to give you an update about the Social Security Administration and some of the delays that are happening down there and why things are taking so long. A recent article from the Washington Post reported that there are massive delays in the Social Security Administration all across the country. One of the main reasons for this seems to be a labor shortage that's been caused by this great resignation that a lot of employers are experiencing. And Social Security employees have been leaving their jobs in droves. This is causing massive turnover in all kinds of positions there at the Social Security offices. But in particular, the one that's messing up our clients a lot as far as wait times go is the positions for people who are making disability determinations on the cases at the first two stages of a Social Security disability case. Those positions are experiencing a lot of turnover. And this has been confirmed by our conversations with the Social Security offices and with the employees there. I mean, we talk with them all the time anyway, but we've asked a lot of times why the delays at those first two stages. And they keep pointing to the negative effects of turnover. And apparently the government's not immune to turnover and the consequences of all that. But if these employees are leaving their jobs, then the Social Security offices have to hire a replacement. And while those employees are getting trained, the ones that are doing the training aren't able to do their own job. And anyway, there's a lot of backlog and the cases get piled up. And when our clients file their application, then it just kind of gets to some stack of files, essentially. They do it all digitally. But it's basically you hop in line and you end up waiting. And so all of this is making a lot longer wait times for our clients. And we know this is extremely frustrating on your end. It's extremely frustrating for us too. It's probably frustrating for the Social Security offices too. But it's painful and we don't like it. So what we did is we performed this internal audit. We reviewed all of our cases to see how this is impacting our cases. And I just wanted to share that with y'all and have you look at what's going on here. We found that at the initial onboarding stage with our clients, when they come and join us at the Packard Law Firm and we file an application for them, there's been no change in any wait time there. That happens on our end, and the Social Security is not working on the case until it's actually filed and sent their way. But what we have found is that at the first two stages of a case, at the initial phase and then at the reconsideration phase, there are major delays. What typically used to take 3 to 6 months for Social Security to review the case, order the medical records, and make a determination of disability, now it's taking twice that. It's taking 6 months to 12 months, and really it's because of just the backlog. They're not working extra hard on your case or doing more work on the case. They're just a longer wait time, and it's frustrating. Most people get denied at the initial phase, and so then they do a reconsideration, which is basically where one of the decision makers passes your file on to somebody else, a co-worker of theirs, and somebody new with a fresh set of eyes looks at the case again and makes their own determination. It doesn't typically take as long as the initial phase. They're not having to order a bunch of medical records from the beginning from the get-go, but they do order updates to medical treatment, and anyway, so it used to take 2 to 4 months, and now it takes twice that, 4 to 8 months. So you're looking at an additional 6 months at the initial phase sometimes, and an additional 4 months at the reconsideration phase or the recon phase, and that's an additional 10 months right there. And if you get denied at the reconsideration level, which again most of our clients and most of the applicants do in general, most of our clients win at the hearing phase, and that's normal or common. But once the case goes to the hearing phase and gets in front of a judge, it takes about 10 months or so for it becomes your turn. In the meantime, there's a lot of stuff that goes on our end. We order medical records and we're responding back to Social Security if they have any questions or whatever. But there's been no real change in the wait time at the hearing level. And this is probably because the hearing offices are separate from the Social Security offices. They've got a separate system and a separate group in separate physical offices, and honestly, there's been no change in the wait times there. And once somebody wins at the hearing level, our benefits review team looks at the benefits and sees if there's any errors there. Again, that's on our end, and so there's no real change in wait times there because that's not the Social Security doing their stuff, it's us. So what used to take the normal route you see that there on the screen there is now taking an additional up to 10 months or so sometimes, and it's just frustrating. And so we've thought about what we could do to speed things up, and there's not a whole lot we can do. But I mean, there are some things that we're asking our clients to do, and one of them is to be a good patient and to go to your doctor's appointments. Now, this is good advice for any case, but if you're going to be waiting, you can go to the doctor and show up for your appointments and try not to reschedule those, and so that there's medical evidence that the Social Security offices can look at to make the right decision. It doesn't mean that they will, it just means that there's a higher chance for them to do that at the initial and at the reconsideration levels. So that if you do win, you don't have to wait the additional time to go to the hearing phase. Another thing that we're asking our clients to do, and this is a little bit of a long shot, but it's for them to contact their representative in Congress. I ask that you do this respectfully. These people aren't in charge of how the Social Security Administration offices run their business, but they do have some influence. And so you contact the representative either by phone, or you can write a letter or email, but find who your representative is in Congress, like the U.S. Congress, and then contact them and say, hey, there are significant delays in Social Security. Can you contact somebody or do what you can to help them know that it's important to get back to where they were before as far as how long things were taken. And again, please be respectful. Don't get irate, even though it is frustrating. These people are not the ones that are causing the problems. And really, the people at the Social Security offices aren't causing the problems either. It's a problem that we're facing. And lastly, one thing that we're doing is we're moving more and more of our clients to telephonic hearings and requesting those telephonic hearings as early as possible. Sometimes that might shave off a little bit of time in between that reconsideration and hearing phase. So I'm in the boat here with you with this frustration, and hopefully things pan out and get better. And I'm optimistic and hopeful, and I think that you should be as well. But in the meantime, this is what we're dealing with. So I appreciate you watching this with me, and if you have any questions, you can give our office a call. Thanks.